Yeah, glitch the guarantee. E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no breaks. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You getting misplaced. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through transparency. Heard his self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Put your boys, E&E, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shine the king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business, starter fees. Street blues, what I talk, royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look lean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pulled the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the VVS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga. Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
What up? You already know it's your brother, Virgil Berry, aka Stats with the Facts. And we here, Jack. Got like been cooking a bunch of page. Of course, here on your social engineer.
Glitch the guarantee.
There are only two genders. Let's go. We're going to talk about it.
Got me seeing so clear.
Make sure y'all give y'all the opinion on the poll question. You did?
Lost and Glitch. We cool, nigga. This is the
Boogie Major.
We on the rise now. Middle fingers in the sky now. Rollin' hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we sponsored by Spalding. Ball looking for the fall in, soldiers all fall in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in. While you all talking, we smoking and coughing. Till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit. Kill him in vain, that's vanity. Yeah. Do it again, it's insanity. Yeah. Nauseous a real vigilante. Yeah. Killing these kids is plan B. Yeah. Hood is too hot with an antifreeze. Yeah. Blowing on leaves in these planted trees. Don't break the code, that's family. We cutting off legs like amputees. My flow was classic, antique. Yeah. Freaking the beat is it Japanese. Yeah. Ever our cook is a masterpiece. Yeah. When money talkers, we Guapanese. Fire and flame mixed with gasoline. Passing my sons, that's a legacy. Study the gang, how they testing me. Yeah. They dropped the ball, man, that's incomplete. Beat them so bad, make them retreat. Yeah. All of these gems you can retweet. Yeah. Play with your boys on repeat. You pay the price with your receipt. Yeah. Below $1 million, flipping it. Everyday noise get sickening. Trying to flip bills to trillions. Turning these good girls to villains. Lyrics is sick, butcher bullshit. E&E clip what we represent. Put it on wax like a candlestick. We moving units and measurements. Cooking it up in the lab. We just performing experiments. Since I'm the bomb atomic, these rappers out of my element.
We on the rise now, middle fingers in the sky now. Rollin' hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we sponsored by Spalding. Ball looking for the fall in, soldiers all fall in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in. While you all talking, we smoking and coughing. Till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit.
Glitch, nigga, perfected my flow. If I'm on the track, then you know it's a go. The guarantee, nigga, and I guarantee treat the gas like the Clippers. You know I'm a choke. Only exotic when blowing the smoke. No one ahead of me. I got the recipe. Do this shit easily. This is my destiny. Sick throwing lobs. I'm dunking on everything. Niggas is sick and I got the remedy. What I prescribe is extra artillery. Get in my zone and start going berserk. I'm feeling like Clay when he went off for 60. With the bullshit, swear to God you can miss me. Best friends with the money. Aaliyah and Missy. I come from the bottom. To try me is risky. Throwing this K like that bitch is a frisbee. Real talk. Let me lock in. Show these niggas what I do. Axe Rain. I'll be standing next to players too. Front line shit, nigga, I'm the fucking truth. Top 6 ever of the 5 in my group. Niggas still bang top down in the coop. Put your boy up and we coming for the loot. E&E shit, we the best, yeah, it's true. This the guarantee, nigga, this is what I do.
Yeah. Y'all already know, man. That's gonna walk with it. Y'all already know what it is, man. Yeah. What's happening, man? Y'all already know it's your brother Virgil Beer, aka Staff with the Facts. And y'all know y'all tapped in, tuned in to another episode of Real Talk Podcast. You did. Of course, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. You did. What's good with everybody? How you doing? How your mama doing? How your pops doing, man? Last night we had the first episode in 2025. The Spiritual Roots Sundays. Right? With me and my pops. It was a beautiful thing. Shout out to everybody that tapped in and tuned in last night. You did. Shout out to everybody who was tapped in and tuned in last night, man. Let me switch this graphic up on y'all real quick. Right? Trump came in to 2025 guns blazing, Jack. Niquay, what's up with you, baby? How you doing? You already know I love you too, man. I love y'all, man. I love you, especially Niquay. You know what I'm talking about? Showing that support, tapping in. You know, I really appreciate it. You did. I really do. I'm going to come up here in a second, y'all. All right? Now, Trump came in 2025 as the president, guns blazing. No games. Promises made, promises kept. We're going to talk about that on Wednesday. We're going to talk about the illegal immigration situation and the deportation. We're going to talk about that on Wednesday, man. But tonight, we are going to discuss this situation right here. What's good with everybody? How y'all doing, man? I'm doing great, magnificent. I'm feeling good. Chopping it up with y'all about this real-ish as I sip on this beautiful fruit smoothie. It's so delicious, right? It's so delicious. Yeah, man, but Trump came in blazing, man. I got to say that. Playing absolutely no games. You know what I'm saying? And, this is, like I said, the fact that we even have to have this conversation, right? The fact that we have to sit up here and have this conversation, to me, I think is absolutely terrible. But it's also very evident of the levels of delusion we have sunk as a society, specifically and especially in America. Specifically and especially in America. Right? And we got this situation going down. Right? There's only two genders. We didn't need Trump to get into office for a second term to tell us that, for us to know it. But the fact that he has to actually declare it publicly and make it mandated law says a lot about our society, right? It says a lot about our society. You know, and like I said, and like I always say, and will continue to say, right, forever, this LGBTQ, LMNOP, barbecue committee agenda, it has nothing to do with freedom of expression. It has nothing to do with people being allowed to be who they are or who they feel they are or who they want to identify with or as. It has nothing to do with being who you are, but it has everything to do with confusion, utter confusion, especially the youth, confusing us, especially the youth, about who we are, with what we are, right? As far as gender is concerned, right? Confusing us, especially the kids, about gender so we can be perceptually prepared, preemptively prepared, perceptually prepared to live in a society where there is no gender. And that's where we are right now. I want y'all to understand how so many different genders. I think Facebook has 70 plus genders for us to identify with, logging onto their platform. Look at this. They have a plethora of genders for you to identify with. Right? trans person, cisgender, two-spirit, androgynous, gender queer, gender fluid, other, neutrals. Man, listen. Utter confusion. Oh, gee, what's happening, man? Utter confusion. Right? Utter confusion. They got all these genders for you to identify with to get a sense of yourself from. And none of them are anything to do with who you are, but everything to do with what you decide you are, not even what you actually are. And being that there's only two genders, male and female, all this other stuff, like I said, it's just utter confusion. Utter confusion. Right? So all of these different genders have nothing to do with people expressing who they are, being who they are. That's everything to do with confusion, especially the children about their gender. So they grow up in a society where there is no gender. Now think about when I talk about the metaverse. Where does gender play in the metaverse? If y'all ever seen the movie Ready Player One, which I've been telling y'all to go watch, you'll notice that there's people in that movie who in the Oasis, their avatar is a male or female, but they're the exact opposite in actual life. Okay, so I say that to say that even when you come online, you could make a profile that to a chick, but actually be a guy, and vice versa. So it has nothing to do with being who you are, expressing who you are, but has everything to do with confusing you about who you are with what you are. So that you come up in a society where there is no gender. Right? And that's what we're going towards right now. Right? Trump said it's only two genders. Right? That's what Trump said, man. Like I said, we didn't need Trump to tell us this. But sad enough, we did. Right?
Everybody be asking me, man, does the blue chew
Smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe to the page, man.
A society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
That boy Elon Musk was tripping balls. You hear me? That boy Elon Musk, man. Right? Elon Musk was tripping balls at the inauguration, man. That boy was higher than a giraffe ass, you hear? That boy was higher than Cootie Brown, you hear me?
A lot of people support, and a lot of people are alarmed by, and this may be the headline.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are...
official policy of the U.S. government. I want y'all to understand the importance of that statement. This isn't some opinion. This isn't some just statement of fact. This is actual U.S. government policy, meaning it is law, meaning that it is going on the books, meaning that from now on, there's only going to be male and female on applications. None of this cisgender, neutral, genderqueer, none of this madness, a whole bunch of Orwellian newspeak that don't even mean anything. What does it mean to be genderqueer? What is a cisgender? What is that? Right? Let's go.
Are only two genders, male and female.
That's a fact.
What do you think?
You really put me. I'm punting only because look, by the speech in general was a pretty short Donald Trump speech. I think this is one of the more moments that has got a lot of attention. Yeah, I mean, good for Donald Trump, I say. I have to say, even if this is your position, it's an unnecessary shot at people who struggle with gender identity. It's one thing for the position of the United States to be.
This is a shot. He said this is a shot at people who struggle. Man. Why are people struggling with their gender identity when it's pretty cut and dry? If you're born with a penis and testicles, you are a male. If you're born with a vagina, a uterus, and fallopian tubes, you are a female. Like, I mean, really, man. Like I keep saying, man, the fact that we even are having this conversation on the level that we having it is insane. It's also evident of the insanity of the Democratic Party. Not that the Republican Party is any better. They ain't. But at least they're not raging lunatics. At least not to the extent of the Democratic Party. The fact that we even have to have this conversation boggles my mind. And to be quite honest with y'all, it pisses me off. Because it's confusing the kids. We got kids rising up nowadays who really think that it's okay for boys to wear dresses. We got 2 generations down there growing up right now who are being manipulated into accepting complete madness, chaos, total disorder, and being forced to accept it as normal. Let's go.
No discrimination against people who identify in a particular way, but to just say the policy of the United States is there are 2 genders really sort of dismisses the experience of a lot of people. I didn't understand why he did it, or
what you mean that this spirit is it. Listen here, man. As the year goes on, we're going to see this. We're going to see this being protected, defended. You're going to have people who really is up in arms about something that is an absolute, actual fact. I want y'all to understand this now, man. This is an absolute fact. This cannot be contested. Okay, so we're going to say gender and sex is 2 different things. Man, come on. Let's go, man.
why he needed to do it.
No, I agree with you. I mean,
he said he didn't understand why he needed to say that. What you mean why he needed to say that? It is a shame. while you trying to figure out why he said it, it's a shame that he even has to say it. So clearly this guy is an LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda supporter. Let's go.
It just seemed unnecessary to me. And look, this is an issue. I mean, it does.
It was a big issue in the election, though.
It does impact the federal government. But,
yeah.
You know, one of the things that Donald Trump talked about a lot was take things and leave them to the state.
Yeah.
The federal government shouldn't be involved.
Yep.
And, you know, look, there is an issue of gender in the military. It just is an issue. And maybe that's an issue for him in terms of that narrow lane. But this is a bigger issue for the various states,
right,
where they're dealing with this now, and people are talking about this more. And I was surprised that became part of the announcement.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is, and you remember that Kamala.
You surprised that this became part of the conversation, but it's something that has been very big on public platforms being discussed for the past 5-6 years. Definitely the past 4 for sure. So to sit up here and say, I don't know why, that's just, you know, and this is why I don't really look at TMZ too much no more, because they're very biased. Not to mention Harvey is a fun boy. So go figure. Let's go.
Well, Charlemagne the God ad, that got a ton of attention during the election. I'm not so sure that a lot of Americans don't agree with what Donald Trump said.
Donald Trump emphasizes being a united person, but his policy positions raise concerns, especially for people who identify as transgender and non-binary. He claims to be a person of faith, yet he stood before the audience and talked in a tone that was, to some, condescending and divisive.
She said, as a man of faith, he ain't supposed to recognize transgenders. It's totally unnatural. It goes against everything that's right and exact, especially allegedly a nation that is a so-called Christian nation, right? And we got these talking heads coming on TV, sitting up here trying to shame us into basically acquiescing from our stands. And I'm talking about those of us who basically just go with reality. You know, because this is just ridiculous, right? Like the fact that we even, let's go.
This concerns me because I worry how he is going to treat marginalized people, including children. Is he going to bring us together, or is he going to divide us even more?
I think that's the issue. I think you stated it really well. Okay, so we had Victor Willis on, the lead singer of the Village People, last week on TMZ Live. They performed on Sunday. The big question, were the Village People going to do this,
right,
or were they going to do this? And we have the answer.
They're here to say, for you, and you won't recognize it, they're slightly larger than they used to be, but that's the way life goes.
Well, here's the deal.
Yeah.
And the Village People did their OG dance.
Oh,
it was really
man.
fun. Even though Donald Trump fat shamed
So,
him.
I want to get go fat before you Did you have
TMZ is horrible, man. Right? There's only 2 genders, man. Now we got all the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda. Now they all in their feelings, all up in arms because of this announcement. Non-binary. What the hell is non-binary? The hell is non-binary? Non-binary. Right? Non-binary. That fun boy ass flag, man. Get that out of here, man.
There's no better place to
smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. There's only 2 genders. That's it.
Like passport and travel restrictions and shelter access. Ben Klein, an attorney for GLAAD Law, has challenged policies like this in the past and says many of these orders could be in court for years.
We do have significant legal precedent interpreting federal laws in ways that protect transgender people. Obviously, courts will now be ruling in the context of these federal policies that Trump is trying to implement, but the EO cannot override a court's interpretation of the law.
Other aspects are more opaque, with federal policy confusion and a divisive, unclear legal landscape state to state.
The real impact of this order is the kind of fear and chilling effect it's going to have. It is going to create confusion, chaos, fear for transgender people.
I think we need to switch that word up. Transphobia, homophobia, whatever phobia. Nobody, okay, granted, I'm sure there are people who have an actual, genuine fear of said people. I doubt if it's a lot. Nobody actually has a fear of the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee. Not fear in the sense as afraid, fear for our lives, our safety. No. Ain't nobody worried about a bunch of fun boys and fun girls and confused fun people. Ain't nobody worried about y'all, man. We ain't worried about y'all doing nothing, man. Most of y'all can't fight any goddamn way. It ain't gonna bust a grape at a fruit fight. So I think we need to get rid of that phobia. I don't think anybody, for the most part, fears y'all. Y'all gotta relax with that, man. That's what I'm saying. What makes LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda, what makes y'all think that y'all so special that y'all gotta get special laws and treatment? Right? That's a question that I would like. LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda has hate laws. Whites have hate laws. Asians have hate laws. Yous have hate laws. Even Africans. But not us black folks. Even Latinos. Not us, though. And those amongst us who identify with the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda, they put being a part of the agenda above being black. And then the media tries to compound the struggle of us black folks, us FBAs, with the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda, which is embarrassing. It's a slap in the face. Right? Let's go.
My advocates say this executive order and the many more they expect to come will be a rallying call for affirmative spaces, coalition building, and community-focused supports outside of the law and political conversation.
It's important for you to understand that you are not alone. There is support, especially in a state like Connecticut.
And advocates are bringing back the True Colors Conference, what was once the largest LGBTQ youth gathering in the country, this March.
We need to give our young people and those who support them a space to learn, to celebrate, and to reconnect.
And while all this plays out here at the state.
Well, all y'all people that's going along with this agenda, boy, listen, man. My Lord. My Lord.
Hey there. You won't believe what we've got in store for you today.
Smash that like button, click on the bell, and subscribe to the page.
There's a lot of proposed changes coming from the Oval Office. One of President Trump's many executive orders is sparking some confusion when it comes to some passports. NBC's Scott Budman with the details. Scott, what do you have?
Well, Raj, for about 2 years now, Americans have been able to choose one of 3 options when selecting sex on their passports. They could select male, female, or X. But that executive order signed by the president yesterday will soon require passports to reflect the sex of the traveler as either male or female.
Why would it be anything else? This is utter madness, man. Confusion. And my question to y'all is, who is the author of confusion? Who's the author of confusion? Like I say, man, this is just ridiculous, man. So you mean to tell me when you go, well, not anymore. It's going to be done away with here shortly. But as of now, you mean to tell me if you fill out a passport application, it's going to have 3 slots for gender, male, female, and X? What is X? X is unknown. X, for the most part, means unknown. For all my 5%er brethren and sisters, y'all know X means unknown. But that is a misnomer, because when you were born at birth, it was very much known what your sex is. Now we're going to play semantics here and say that your sex is different from your gender. And this is where the confusion comes in. And this is why I say how we being destroyed psychologically through word association. Because when somebody asks you a male or female, right? It's a pretty cut and dry answer, or so it used to be. It is absolutely insane to go on YouTube and watch these video clips of people struggling to admit what their actual gender / sex is. Let me tell y'all how deep the delusion goes. Right? This is how deep the delusion goes. Right? This chick right here. This chick right here. Supreme Court Justice. Right? Supreme Court Justice, y'all. This is ridiculous, man. This is absolutely insane, right?
Dear Dr. Ng, my missing teeth
This is sad,
a trusted clear choice,
right?
and you gave me.
This is sad right here, y'all. This is sad.
You can't? Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No,
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So you
I'm not a
believe the
biologist.
meaning of the word woman is so unclear and controversial that you can't give me a definition?
Senator, in my work as a judge, what I do is I address disputes. If there's a dispute about a definition, people make arguments, and I look at the
All right.
law and I decide. So I'm not.
The fact that you can't give me a straight answer about something as fundamental as what a woman is underscores the dangers of the kind of progressive education that we are hearing about.
Exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's an absolute fact. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, highly educated, struggled I would say refused to give a clear, concise definition or explanation of what a woman is. She said she can't. So this is why it's important to declare this federal law policy. This is where the state's authority ceases to exist. Right? It's just terrible, man. It's just horrible.
Girls really want a man that is.
Smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe to the page. Sad, man.
Okay, so if I'm no longer a human, legally speaking, of course, I might as well have fun. So how am I spending my day this inauguration day? I am going to go commiserate with my fellow queer people at my favorite lesbian bar, ready for the circus.
Roll up, roll up. Is that circus recruiting? And as long as you draw a breath, every breath you take is a rebellion. Keep on fighting because you just have to. Hail Satan, hail reason always.
Love that. Absolutely love it. And can someone please check on this next person who is apparently coming to save America?
She said, "Hail Satan." My Lord, man.
Something is throwing me off. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Blocking out all of the noise. Adrenaline give me the rush. Remember from what I was taught. I'm never down for the count. Here's the fight.
Just terrible, man. It's like, now see, this is from a year ago.
The left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this?
That is insane. That should be considered child abuse. And now that Trump's in office, it is. Sit up here telling your little boy that he can be a little girl, affirming such delusional thoughts. Not only that, but then allowing him to take drugs, chemicals that can alter his male physiology to morph into female physiology. And then even on top of that, even given the okay for them to get some form of invasive surgery in order to bring forth that which they feel they are. That is child abuse. Insanity, y'all. Let's go.
I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients.
Remember when I did the show on detransitioning? Detransitioning. You got young people who are permanently scarred for life because when they were young and confused, they made a decision that their parents fostered, their parents went along with, that led to them mutilating themselves permanently forever. You got little young boys walking around here with big old titties. You got girls running around here with hair on their face and voices deeper than mine. After they have realized what they have done, it was just a phase they was going through. Go check out that show I did on detransitioning. Lock them all up.
In this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers, which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences. I will ask Congress to pass a bill.
Faced with severe consequences. As they should. Because I know if I found out my daughter's school and my daughter's school was with this, from what I remember or what I recall. At the homecoming game for their football team, one of the girls on the band and her girlfriend came out in the middle of the field, one of the alumni. So let me find out. I'll go to my daughter's school and listen here, man.
Establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. The bill will also make clear that Title IX prohibits men from participating in women's sports. No serious
The fact that we even have to have this conversation, the fact that President Trump has to even declare this as U.S. government policy is sad. Like, really, man, and the sad part about it is a lot of y'all chicks support the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda. 100%. Y'all got fun boyfriends. And they want to play with girls for some. I don't understand what's wrong with y'all do. For one, y'all already fried because y'all think y'all broads. That's number one. Number two, y'all really want to play sports with girls. Why? And I don't care how deluded in your mind you are. You're not so deluded that you don't know for an absolute fact that you're a male. You're not so deluded for the absolute fact that you know that you will dominate in most female sports as a male, perping like you a female. And then you got people like Ketanji Brown Jackson, who is a Supreme Court justice. Wow. The newly elected, appointed Supreme Court justice had a very difficult time explaining upon her being basically qualified, seeing that she really struggling to answer such an easy, apparent, obvious question. And this is why Donald Trump is doing what he's doing, making this stuff policy, so there won't be no confusion, and making it federal policy. Yes, make it federal. States don't have the right to determine what people can tell. No, no. You're male or female. Flat out. I don't give a damn what you identify as. I don't care. And to be quite honest with y'all, it ain't none of our business, but y'all make it our business. So this is the backlash y'all going to get now that some real live masculinity is back up in that goddamn White House, man. Let's go.
Country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this.
I'm talking about nowhere on earth, ever in any age, any era, any time, was this recorded to have been a thing.
Happening today. It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago.
It was a few years ago.
The perfect cash events app.
It's only two genders, man.
I got to tell you about Clio. Clio is a cash
States
That's it.
President Donald Trump says he will end transgender lunacy once he takes office in January. Now, speaking in Phoenix, Arizona on Sunday, Trump vowed to create policies to only recognize two genders, male and female. And in an apparent reference to gender-affirming surgery, Donald Trump said that he will end the mutilation of children with a stroke of his pen.
And that's exactly what it is. Make no mistakes about it. Like, we ain't gonna sit up here and act like it ain't what it is. We ain't gonna do none of that. We ain't gonna act like it ain't what it is. Let's go.
With a stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy.
Yes. Lunacy. Hypocrisy. Chaos. Out of order. Demonic. Crazy. Let's go.
And I will sign executive orders to end child sexual mutilation, get transgender out of the military and out of our element.
Get them out of there. Get them out of there. No more LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda members in our military. We don't need them. We don't want them. Makes us look weak.
Schools and middle schools and high school.
People love Trump, y'all.
And we will keep men out of women's sports.
Men ain't got no business playing sports with chicks. I don't see or haven't heard about any chicks. Forget trying, even forget being allowed, even trying to play sports with men. Ain't no chicks trying to be in the NFL. You got to be a big burly broad to be in the NFL. And even if you are, your bone density is not that of men who are your size or bigger. It's the reason why there's never been a history of women playing football with men, basketball with men, hockey, whatever. Let's go.
And that will likewise be done on day one. Should I do day one, day two, or day three? How about day one, right?
This is not the first time Trump has railed against transgender rights. In fact, he aggressively ran television ads during his campaign mocking Vice President Kamala Harris for her support of transgender rights. And in the run-up to the presidential election, Donald Trump pledged to impose restrictions on trans students in schools. His policies could affect the use of preferred pronouns, bathrooms, and locker rooms by students. Moreover, the incoming president believes that any doctor or hospital providing gender-affirming care should be banned from practice. And when it comes...
How about that? Any doctor who performs gender-altering surgery, you're going to lose your license and you will be banned from practicing medicine. As you should. Trump ain't playing no games, Jack. Trump came in double-fisted. Huh? John Wick style. It's over with, y'all. Let's go.
To sports, Donald Trump embraces his anti-trans mantra of not allowing biological men in women's sports.
And we will, of course, keep men out of women's sports, I promise.
Who said I promise?
Last year, the radical left's gender insanity arrived right here in Salem when a man was allowed to transfer onto the Roanoke College women's swim team. And I just met them backstage, the great swimmers. I didn't notice a male on that particular team. I didn't notice a male on that team. Perhaps I don't understand what's happening, but I didn't see any males on that team, believe me. But the brave members of the swim team stood up to the transgender fanatics, something new in our country.
And they are fanatics.
And those strong, and I would say beautiful, but I'm not allowed to use that term anymore with women, because if you say beautiful, it means the end of your career in politics. You're not allowed to say a woman's beautiful, so I will not tell you how beautiful they are, but they are beautiful. But those strong, beautiful, intelligent women, they won.
Shout out to Trump, man.
The chief also plans to discharge transgender members of the U.S. military, deeming them medically unfit.
Huh? Huh? What y'all know about that? Oh, shit. And boy, Trump ain't playing no game. No more fun boys that want to be broads in the military. You're getting dishonorably discharged. Let's go.
His plans would likely include banning future recruitment of trans people in the military and gender-affirming care. Now, with Donald Trump reiterating his anti-trans rhetoric, anger and anxiety have become dominant emotions among rights activists and the LGBTQ plus community.
I don't think that I would be here today for this interview if I wasn't receiving the care that I do receive today. Without the care, I was really deeply depressed, lost, and unable to live.
You shouldn't get special care because you are absolutely, obviously insane. If you're a male and you think you're a female, you have mental issues. If you are a female and you think you are a male, you have mental issues. Even further, you have spiritual issues. 9 times out of 10, you have a very, very demonic spirit and entity residing and abiding within you while presiding over you. Flat out. It's crazy, man.
A regular life. I think that that's what we all want, is to be able.
There's nothing regular about a guy who thinks he's a girl. There's nothing regular about a girl who thinks she's a guy. That's completely irregular. That's very irregular. Not normal at all. And we can't allow these people to make it like that. We can't see this stuff has been allowed to be normalized. So we got a whole generation of kids whose minds are fooped. Let's go.
To access care that will affirm our gender, allow us to flourish into who we are and live lives that are loved and cared for.
The question is, who's best to make the decision? It's the individual who's best to make the decision about their access and their doctor or whomever they're trying to access support from. I don't necessarily know that the federal government making that decision is a good idea, but I certainly don't think that we should have differences between the states. I think each person should have the ability to access the support, the care, the resources that they need in order to live like all of us.
Bullshit.
Now, a Washington Post survey says nearly 2 million people living in the United States identify as transgender, representing.
This is less than 2% of the total U.S. population. Now, I'm pretty sure, give or take some numbers, that is different. But for the most part, the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda is just as small, if not smaller, than the U.S. population. But yet they have so much influence.
He's up there giving
Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, y'all.
I know we have a few of them. You know, when he addresses there's only 2 genders, when he addresses a few things, whatever clips you got, let's just go through a few of them, Rob, if you want to line them up.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
Common sense. Mike not clapping.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only 2 genders, male and female.
How ridiculous is it that a president has to say something like that?
Like, how ridiculous is that?
How ridiculous is it?
Is more than
like that? Go to the next clip, Rob, if you got.
Yeah, there he is, OG.
He's giving a message like that in his inauguration. You ready for the next one?
First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border.
Why are you not clapping, Kamala? That's not important to you.
But she still doesn't know where the border is. Yeah. Nobody has no idea what's happening.
A revolution of common sense. That's what President Donald Trump declared he was ushering into the US during his inaugural speech. Specifically, he was referring to the cultural settings of America.
I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life.
In his first speech as the 47th president, one pledge received one of the most rousing receptions.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
It was among one of the first executive orders.
Free Tax USA.
Yeah, man, I ain't playing no games, man.
Because choosing to
In at least 10 states, including California, anyone who doesn't fall under being a male or female can label themselves as X for non-binary. The first case taking place in 2021 for an intersex individual. I'm Ruby Rivera, your neighborhood reporter.
Intersex.
However, a new executive order aims to ban this and gender ideology.
What this executive order transparently is setting out to do is to say that these people who are part of our larger LGBTQ community don't exist or shouldn't exist and can't be recognized.
Chief Legal Officer for Lamba Legal, Jenny Pfizer, says by President Trump proclaiming only two genders going forward,
It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
it can limit the amount of resources people receive, such as proper housing and services that match who they are. The executive order also calls for agencies to place those in jail based on their gender assigned at birth.
They're likely to be at considerable risk of physical and sexual assault and other problems, such as possibly not being able to.
That's what they get for being a fun boy. That's what you get for being a fun boy. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, they ain't putting no chicks who I think identify as males or think they male. They ain't putting them up in no goddamn male penitentiaries. You can be the biggest, burliest, pretend man you want to be. You go to a male prison, somebody gonna clap them cheeks, Jack. You could be the most handsomest, fun girl on earth. Take your ass to that Who's gal and see them boys don't tear your ass up. Even if you is a manly, fresh looking ass broad. Even if you is a manly, fresh looking ass broad. Well, yeah, OG said truck came through like Jackie Chan in the Rumble in the Bronx and Twitter. Talking about he came through guns blazing. Let's go.
Continue on the medical care that is necessary for them. These are very serious problems, very serious abuses of federal authority.
Pfizer says when it comes to implementing these changes, things may look different in California due to the laws put in place to protect LGBTQ plus members, such as still being able to self-identify on paper.
Federal government does not have authority to tell states what states must do with their vital records. So people who live in states that have issued accurate driver's licenses, those identity documents should not be at risk at all.
On a more local level, state officials have also been speaking out on Trump's recent order, with Attorney General Rob Bonta stating, here in California, the LGBTQ plus community is and will continue to be protected under a myriad of state laws and California's Constitution. The president cannot eliminate fundamental rights by executive order, nor can he order federal agencies to violate the law. Although the executive order was signed by President Trump, it still needs to go to the Office of Federal Register. If enacted, it's still unclear as to how the president will apply these changes. In Bakersfield, I'm Ruby Rivera, your neighborhood reporter.
See? Y'all gotta understand what this means, man. If you got states who are not going to comply, this is the reason why Trump is going to be able to incite, or should I say enact, right? Certain laws, certain legislation. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Let's go. My Lord.
Hey there, you won't believe what we've got in store for you today. Introducing the SIG P365X
executive powers in the Oval Office. He's getting rid of certain policies and programs on the federal level.
We're talking about
Let's
efforts
go.
made by the Biden administration to push diversity, equity, and inclusion. And now, with Trump in the White House, changes are being made. ABC 10's Candace Red is live this morning in Sacramento with the details. Good morning, Candace.
Good morning. We're coming to you live in Lavender Heights. This is Sacramento's Midtown community, giving you a look right behind me, just so you can check it out for yourself. If you're not familiar, this is right here on J and 20th Streets. This is a well-known LGBTQIA plus neighborhood. As you can see, we're surrounded by pride flags, gay clubs, and the LGBT Community Center also stands tall here. Now that we've kind of set the scene for you, let's talk about President Donald Trump. He's making executive decisions that could potentially impact people in LGBTQIA plus communities. Now, we've already told you Trump signed several executive orders on Monday, and one of the orders states that the U.S. government will only recognize a person's gender assigned at birth. Well, simply put, the White House said there are only two sexes, male and female. Now, this executive order could potentially impact non-binary, intersex, and transgender people most, and some of Biden's policies were issued to protect trans and other people in the workplace, prisons, shelters, and other spaces. But the government, they even let people applying for passports be able to select the letter X to mark their gender. Well, now Trump is getting rid of that rule and other orders from the Biden administration. We reached out to several leaders in our LGBTQIA plus communities, and they told us they're concerned about the direction the country is headed.
This executive order disregards the lived realities of transgender, non-binary, and intersex people,
Oh, man.
which again creates barriers to their participation in society while exposing them to harm and their lack of safety.
Limiting access to gender affirming care or completely restricting it completely.
Gender affirming care. Now that's some Orwellian shit for your ass right there. Gender affirming care. These people are insane, right? Come on, y'all. Not gender affirming care, man. What the hell? Look what they doing to our kids, man. Look what they doing to our kids. Like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with the youth being who they ain't got nothing to do with that. This is all about confusion. Confusing the kids especially. So they grow up in a society where there is no gender. Crazy, man. This stuff is, man, this be pissing me off, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man.
There's so many different things. There's, housing insecurity, healthcare, just so much harm that would complicate the lives of transgender and non-binary people.
As we reported earlier, Trump is also ending diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility programs in the federal government. The White House called these programs, quote, radical and wasteful. end quote there. Well, this includes environmental justice programs, equity-related grants, equity action plans, and equity initiatives. Now, the order is only for the federal government and their agencies. The White House said all federal staff that hold DEI positions will be put on paid leave by today. After that, all of the DEI staff will eventually be laid off. Coming back out to you live, by the way, we did reach out to the Sacramento LGBT Community Center when it comes to their response to Trump's latest policies here impacting the LGBT plus communities. The center said that they do plan on putting out a statement. Once they do, we'll be sure to bring it straight to you. Also, some of Trump's decisions impact several other groups, not just the LGBTQIA plus community, but other groups like our Black communities, Hispanic communities, Asian communities, Native communities, disability communities. Again, so many different groups being impacted by these policies. In Sacramento, Candace Redd, ABC 10.
Snap your W-2
Candace look alright
is
too.
100% free. Plus, get your biggest refund. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. File now.
The devil is a lie. God damn it. The devil is a lie, Jack. You hear me? I ain't going. Not even a little bit. And like I say, man, this agenda is pointed, targeted at our kids. Like I say, confusing our children, man. You'll have to understand what this is doing to them psychologically. This is psychologically destroying them. Right? You'll have to understand what this all is about. And like I keep telling y'all, this ain't got nothing to do with people being who they are, man. This is confusion, utter confusion.
Also going to feel the impact of the actions taken by President Trump yesterday.
ABC 7 News reporter Lena Howland is here in studio with reaction to this order declaring the federal government will only recognize two genders. Lena.
Julian and Kristen, multiple organizations have already come out saying they will push back against this presidential executive order in the courts. Here in San Francisco, Pride leaders say they also plan to fight. President Trump wasting no time on his first day in office, issuing dozens of executive orders, with one taking aim at the transgender community.
It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
A message that hits too close to home for Suzanne Ford, executive director of San Francisco Pride.
I just was mortified and had to sit with it for a second and really get my...
Man, if y'all can see this dude, man, come on, man. And this is what I'm talking about, man. Utter madness. This dude voice is deep as hell. Talking about some, I'm a woman named Susan. This dude, this is utterly disgusting, man. You know, let's go.
Ford is a transgender woman, and she calls this an attack on
A man who thinks he's a woman,
all LGBTQ people.
or should I say a male who thinks he's a woman.
Now we know for the next 4 years that we've got to be resilient. We've got to take care of each other. This community has lived through the
Ugly as hell, man.
And we're going to do the same thing now, and especially here in San Francisco.
Trump's executive order already facing legal challenges.
At base, it basically says you don't exist and you're not entitled to the protection of the law. That's truly disturbing.
Lambda Legal is an American civil rights organization that focuses on the LGBTQ plus communities. It says the order threatens the rights and safety of millions across the country, adding it could impact people in ways as simple as getting an ID that matches who they are.
Lambda Legal has a very clear message for President Trump. We'll see you in court. We have been readying lawsuits, knowing of the actions that he had promised to take, which he is now taking, and we will be going to court to block them.
Back in San Francisco, Ford says it's a time to come together and unify. And come June, she says the attack on trans rights will likely be a focus of this year's Pride Parade.
We're going to come together. We're going to take care of each other. We're going to really, really rely on our chosen families. And in this city, we're going to be dealt with.
Lambda Legal is hopeful they will win its legal challenge. They won 12 out of 14 lawsuits related to LGBTQ issues during the previous Trump administration. In studio, Lena Howland, ABC 7 News.
The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie, Jack. We ain't going. Shout out to Trump. So as y'all see, they ain't letting up. And they ain't going to be satisfied until this thing becomes so severe, right, that it's going to take drastic measures in order to keep itself relevant. And we ain't going, right? I absolutely love it. Transgender Representative Sarah McBride reacts to, man.
1 week I went to the dentist 4 days in a row. Ever since then, I
Get them out of here.
Something different because this
President Trump's new administration.
I did think it was important to show that Democrats and Republicans were coming together for this peaceful transfer of power.
McBride represents Delaware in the House. She's also the first openly transgender member of Congress, serving as that issue gets a new spotlight in the administration and inauguration address.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
What was your reaction in that moment? What did you do when you heard the president make the statement that he made?
I sat in my chair and didn't clap.
President Trump issuing an executive action on that policy in his first hours in the White House.
No executive action, no legislative action for that matter can erase the reality of diversity across gender in our society.
McBride says it's not clear what the practical impact may be.
There may be consequences for privacy for some LGBTQ people with regards to identity documents. There may be impacts across federal programs.
President Trump's executive action on gender, one of a string of orders coming in his first night as president. Another addressed birthright citizenship. I talked about that issue with Congressman Ryan McKenzie from the Lehigh Valley.
Do you feel like what he's talking about is constitutional?
So again, I'll have to look at the exact language of that order. Now, in general concept, I don't believe that when people come to our country for what we call birth tourism, they know that they are not here in the country legally, that they're coming close to the birth of their child just purely so that they can gain citizenship for their child. That is not something that we should be encouraging.
President Trump's action on birthright citizenship is already facing legal action from the ACLU and attorneys general, including New Jersey's. Congressman Donald Norcross is a Democrat from New Jersey.
Obviously, when we talk about immigration, that's near and dear to my heart. My grandchildren are first generation. My daughter-in-law was a dreamer.
As Congress addresses immigration, he says there is a conversation to be had.
If two individuals were to run across the border in not a legal fashion and were having a child, I think that's something that we can talk about. Say, is that who we are as a nation? That people are breaking the law just so that child can get in?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the
shut up, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. We about to get up out of here, y'all. I didn't want to drag this one out too long because I really don't need to. I just wanted to touch bases on the insanity that Trump is undoing, and that is so being so fervently defended by these lunatics like this Representative Sarah McBride. This is clearly a guy. Clearly. Just imagine, man. Imagine, man. You already know what it is, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. You already know tomorrow we about to get it in these sports. You did. You know, we getting straight to it. You already know how we do it, man. Tomorrow night, we getting straight to it, 9 p.m. right here on A Real Talk Podcast, E&E Sports Tuesday night wrap up. We're going to get straight to it. Bills versus Chiefs. Bills they just can't get right. Philadelphia, congratulations, and much, much more, man. We're going to get to it, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Man, listen, y'all, it's only two genders, man. That's it, and that's all, man. Flat out. No others. It's crazy that we gotta even say stuff like that, man, but god damn, man. No other genders. All right? None. Terrible, y'all. Let's go, man.
Darkness is your ally. You really adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but brightness. Victory has defeated you. Gotta know your next move when you speak to a book. Gotta respect the dead when you speak on the look. Everybody wanna taste that it's in itself. When stacks got the facts, you don't clear up the floor. Gotta know your next move when you speak to a book. Gotta respect the dead when you speak on the look. Everybody wanna taste that it's in itself. When stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing more. I used to be stacks, did the packs, now I'm stacks, did the facts. Now I drop knowledge, used to put straight, drop crack. E&E, coronavirus, the takeover. CW, elite, brethren, the wait's over. Right, don't be addicted to the limelight. Mediocre boss, knowing that y'all don't rhyme right. You fake dope niggas need to get your mind right. Stupid ass niggas are bringing guns to a mind fight. Now let me slow it down so I can talk to you. I'm never letting up unless you bought school you. I hypnotize the track like a nigga practice voodoo. Voice of God, Crips and Miss, Hooties and Hooties. The rap game is in the abyss I can easily swim through. I'm like the Gordon Fisherman and you rappers are seafood. Grand champion, this bitch you should call me the seafood. Make sure my energy is up cause the devil's deceitful. And everything that we see and say ain't nothing but a dream inside of another dream. And everything that we see and say ain't nothing but a dream inside of another dream. Gotta know your next move when you speak to a book. Gotta respect the dead when you speak on the look. Everybody wanna taste that it's in itself. When stacks got the facts, you don't clear up the floor. Gotta know your next move when you speak to a book. Gotta respect the dead when you speak on the look. Everybody wanna taste that it's in itself. When stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing fall. Throw them all on the boat, start shipping them off. E&E, perpetuity, ripping them off. Find them in the West Wing, start flipping them off. Let stacks hold them up while I finish them off. I film all shit, man, I'm sick of the floor. That ocean six, that Bellagio vault. Really killing everything like a British assault. If they sick of these kids, we the illest of all. Always thinking cats is fraud, filled with jealousy. Another beat murder, they charging me with excessive. Look, got the ingredients and the recipe. Importantly, I'm still smoking on hydrotherapy. Literally, still getting paper with the printer off. One still don't got no work, that's a winter call. So fuck y'all, get a permanent flip off. Don't speak to me for less than 250, this a rip off. And that's you before you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead for you speak on the wall. Everybody wanna taste that it's easy sauce. When stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false. Gotta know your next move for you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead for you speak on the law. Everybody wanna taste that it's easy sauce. When stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false. in my dreams.